Horoscope for today.
Aries, this morning, you could be dealing with pressures from the competition or from within, dear Aries, and this interferes with peace of mind and relationships. Feeling out of control or under pressure can peak. Also today, a Mercury-Neptune opposition suggests you might be seeing things through the lens of wishful thinking. Shortcuts taken now can be regrettable and possibly costly at a later date. Conversations can be vague, incomplete, or even guilt-ridden. Precise and factual reasoning can suffer as a result. Your mind is likely to wander, but you're also ready to imagine. Given the right place for your musings, you may very well develop creative solutions to problems. If you can find healthy ways to escape or vary the routine, do so. Otherwise, watch for clamping down on an idea when you don't have all the information. Taurus, perceptions and feelings are complicated today, dear Taurus. You're looking for more meaning to your experiences, but it can be challenging to find others to engage with on matters that concern you most. This discomfort can motivate you to seek out new and rewarding channels for making connections. While some days support spontaneity, this is a better day to be on your best behavior. An opposition between Mercury and Neptune can point to a need to pull back from overthinking things, but it can also confuse matters, so try not to bank on what you see today. Do your best to avoid misunderstandings and double-check your facts. It's also a good idea to seek out harmless ways to engage your imagination and need for drama in your life. Watch that you don't get carried away by an idea or vision that takes you too far away from what needs to get done, but do find ways to satisfy your itch for new options and possibilities when it's appropriate to do so. Gemini, the day is complicated, dear Gemini, but you also stand to learn a lot about your feelings, projects, or plans. However hard it may be to see in the heat of the moment, there is a middle ground, and it's wise to aim for moderation so that you can get there. Areas where you've been so attached that you're not feeling happy or fulfilled can become obvious today. As well, keep in mind that something you say or do could be relayed or interpreted in the wrong way, with your ruler, Mercury, in opposition to illusory Neptune. All that is imaginative, fantastic, or spiritual engages you. Seek out people you trust for opinions on your more practical affairs, but look within for answers to matters of the heart. You may feel that you have too many choices, and you're likely not truly ready to come to a solid conclusion, making it better to wait things out. Uncertainty about your career or goals can interfere with the enjoyment of the moment. Take the time to reflect. Cancer, today's energies make it difficult to get a story straight, dear Cancer. You've been getting more attention, and someone in your life may feel a little insecure if they fear you're drifting away. Intense feelings that emerge now can be very revealing. Even tricky interactions can teach you a lot about yourself and your needs. It's a time for developing strategies to let go of a tendency to overmanage an area of life you fear losing. Also today, your imagination may be working overtime. Mercury and Neptune form an opposition, and this can make it hard to concentrate when you need to most, disrupting your routines. You can have a hard time arriving at definites and conclusions. Let your imagination go, but do so in the right places, and not so far that you set yourself up for a letdown. The desire, on one hand, is to obtain information and make sense of something, but on the other, the tendency to break it apart is powerful. This is not the time for critical detail work or beginning entirely new ventures. Leo, today's transits tend to disrupt your routine, dear Leo, but they also stir up feelings that perhaps need some attention. Venus, in your privacy sector, points to a particular need for relaxation and retreat so that you can detox and unwind. However, Pluto in your work and health sector can aggravate a fear of not getting ahead as you do. Perhaps there are power struggles on the job or tension in your interactions. As much as possible, avoid the tendency to obsess over, micromanage, or oversee every detail if these things prevent you from taking the break you need. If this influence pulls up insecurities, these soft spots are the very areas that need your special attention. A Mercury-Neptune opposition is also active today, and it can introduce some confusing elements to the day. Be especially vigilant when it comes to lending and spending today. New ideas can be imaginative but may need more detail before passing the test. It's a time for double-checking your work if you're dealing with facts and figures. Virgo aspects today could force you to face your feelings, dear Virgo, but meeting them head-on can lead to opportunities to learn and grow if you aim for moderation. However, Mercury in your sign opposes Neptune, and there could be some drama in your close relationships. You might become frustrated with others who can seem to be unresponsive, indifferent, imprecise, or extremely vague. While you seek definite answers, situations are ambiguous. You might also question whether you're being lied to today. You might decide to let things be and depend on yourself just for the time being. This way, you can sort things out. Watch also that you don't say something that leaves too much open to interpretation, as people may not be getting it. It's far too easy to misunderstand things right now. Libra new insights can be intensely revealing today, dear Libra, but it's probably better to reserve judgment. Feelings are stirred today, but it takes time to sort out and digest what they mean. Today's Mercury-Neptune opposition can cloud perceptions. It may not be easy to distinguish between what you want to believe and what's real, but it's temporary. This transit reminds you that you can't always have clear answers, and more importantly, that you don't always need them. A chaotic or disrupted routine or lack of directions can be distracting today, but the detour your mind takes can be enlightening, ultimately. Watch for miscommunication, and aim to be discreet for now. A wait-and-see approach is probably best. The moon spends the day in your spirit sector, helping you gain perspective. While it may be overruled in the first half of the day, its energies shine bright later on. Scorpio in the first half of the day, dear Scorpio, transits seem to play with your perceptions, stirring up strong feelings that can be revealing. Conflicts with others may start with a difference of opinion but are likely more about the fear that you've lost power or someone's interest. Or, projects that you're overseeing are keeping you from getting the break you need. It's important to recognize where you've been overdoing things to the point that you're no longer enjoying yourself. Also today, an opposition between Mercury and Neptune can challenge your thinking. Perhaps it can open your mind to see new options and possibilities, but it can be disruptive as well, and misunderstandings are possible. There can be trouble with people overstepping their boundaries, promising more than they can deliver, or with missed connections and general lousy timing. Rest and reflect for best results. Sagittarius, there can be a personal reveal or epiphany today, dear Sagittarius, which can be the first step towards making empowering changes and improvements. However, strong feelings can be stirred, and it may take a bit of time to process things. Give yourself the time and space to arrive at conclusions. A Mercury-Neptune transit doesn't make it easy to deal with things clearly and directly. It's best to avoid making important decisions based on your current perceptions, as wishful thinking can strongly influence what you see. Others may not be telling you all you need to know, or they could be misinformed. Dreaming up new possibilities can figure strongly, but it's not the time to commit to something substantial. The moon spends the day in your communications sector, and it's a great time to explore your options. Capricorn, a Venus-Pluto aspect this morning can pull up complicated feelings, dear Capricorn. Aim to let go of unhealthy competitiveness and pressures on yourself to perform that weigh you down. This way, you'll free yourself up for more rewarding, self-empowering, and positive activities. Still, it's best to keep your wits about you. There is a tendency to gloss over facts, and it's doubtful that you'll get useful information or straight answers from others with a Mercury-Neptune transit also in play. If you can keep things creative, you might enjoy the exercise of opening your mind to new possibilities. You could be hungry for entertaining and enlightening concepts, ideas, and fantasies. In the right places and at the right times, these can be rewarding. Aquarius, a Venus-Pluto opposition comes this morning complicates feelings, dear Aquarius. Something may touch a nerve now, and it can alert you to a persistent matter that you've avoided or overlooked. With Mercury opposite Neptune as well, you may not have all the facts or information to go on. Uncertainty about your income, resources, or abilities can weigh on your mind or distract you from doing what you want to do. You may only need to take a step back and allow your intuition to kick in before you move forward. People and information can be elusive now, but you're in great shape to dream and imagine new possibilities. The moon spends the day in your sign, and your feelings are strong and near impossible to ignore. At this time in the lunar month, you're seeking outlets for expressing your feelings. Pisces, it can be difficult to trust your instincts in the first half of the day, dear Pisces. Your initial reactions to stressors in your environment today can be very revealing. They can be clues to what fears, insecurities, or resentments may be lurking just under the surface. As well today, Mercury opposes Neptune in your sign, and questions from others could trigger the desire to escape. While you do need to take some time to get to conclusions, consider whether you can give a little and give others something to go on. You might experience a mental disconnect with someone now. While it's too easy to become distracted today, it's also a strong time for new ideas and imaginative thinking. Given some space and freedom, you can come up with something very innovative. The moon spends the day in your privacy sector, making it better to lay low and carve out extra time to reflect, digest, and process. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.